Hello, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Manas Naik, pleased to be your suggested terms for today's meeting. Now, I am officially open that Speaker Community Toastmaster Club's 29th meeting. Today's theme was changing mind. So at last moment, a lot of our role players were changed their minds and a lot of things were happened. So just we have a changed mind themes with our team or Nikita. So we have again come back to our full swings mind. So before go into that themes, let me share some instructions which we need to follow in this online meeting environment. First, I request you to rename yourself. All Toastmasters can prefix TM to your name and guest can prefix guest. I also request all that speakers and role holders to prefix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. I just give you 10 seconds for this activity. If any hurdles doesn't, let me know. I will be happy to help you. I would request you not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide feedback. You are all requested to keep your video on if you are not moving around or not sipping any drinks, and audio on mute in case you are not speaking. Do not click on share screen unless your speech role requires you to do so. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. I will guide on the settings if anyone require. If you are a speaker, then please ensure you need to pin the timer or confirm that the same is visible at all times. You can connect with me for any technical glitch as I am your sergeant at arms as well as tech master for today's meeting. This meeting is being recorded. In case if you any have any if you any have any reservation, please let me know. You can network after the meeting. Here we can display a hi-fi or namaste when taking or over or leaving for any roles. Let me share the mission of the club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So in today's meeting, we have a multi-talented, dynamic, proactive, evergreen person with us who loves to help others. It's our privilege to have her as presiding officer for the day. Now, without any delay, let me invite you, our presiding officer, with a round of applause. She is none other than our Toastmaster Madhuvani. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhuvani.
Thank you, Manas, for that introduction. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. In fact, I look forward to that good evening introduction from you, Manas. So I will be waiting how Manas is going to introduce me this time. And every time I am very glad and very happy with your introduction. Thank you so much. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Let me say a few sentences about Manas. Manas is a lively, light-hearted, high-spirited, and a happy Toastmaster I have ever known since I have been seeing him. See, a Toastmaster who can announce his own birthday and take instant wishes for the same. Now you agree, right? So he's a very, very, very enthusiastic and dynamic Toastmaster. So keep it up, Manas. Friends, happy Teachers' Day to one and all present here. Teachers teach us wisdom in doing everything. They have a very significant lifelong impact on their students. I'm sure you all will agree with me. The role of a teacher is to inspire, motivate, encourage, and educate the learners. Having said about teachers, how do we relate teachers in Toastmasters? Don't we relate to mentors? In Toastmasters, we relate teachers to mentors, isn't it? Who are mentors in Toastmasters? A mentor in Toastmasters is a wise and trusted guide. Being a mentor for new members is one of the most challenging duties. I'm sure all mentors over here would agree with me. It's also challenging because chances are there that they need to be honest with their mentee every time. If they did well, they have to tell him. And if the mentee has messed up, then also it is mentor's responsibility to tell the mentee. Mentors are also interested in mentee's success. Don't you think so? Mentors have to be true. They should truly take care about their mentee. In fact, a mentor has to act as a friend, as a teacher, and as an advisor to their mentee. A mentee depends on his mentor, his reactions, his feedback, because a mentor empowers the mentee to think and act. So today, let us all say, Happy Mentors Day in Toastmasters. So friends, with this thought, let us progress to the next segment. If we have the guests in our meeting, let us invite them, ask them to speak few words. And if we don't have, then we'll proceed to the next segment. Do we have any guests in the meeting? Yes, Anand, Happy Mentors Day. Yeah, can we move then to the next segment? Yes, Zoom Master, shall we move to the next segment?
Yes, Madhuvani, no one is there.
Okay. So now we will be moving to the next segment. So here I would be inviting the next dynamic, enthusiastic, and very, very happy person, Toastmaster Nikita, to take us through the journey of the Toastmasters, explain us more about the Toastmasters. The stage is all yours. Toastmaster Nikita, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Madhuvani. We know that Toastmaster Madhuvani is a teacher and she has a coaching classes. So can we all unmute and wish her Happy Teacher's Day?
Happy Teacher's
Day, Madhuvani.
Thank you so much. So nice of you. Remember this. Thank you. Thank you.
No, sure. Do we have any other teachers in the club? I'm curious.
Mr. Amme, professor is there.
Kalpana madam is also a teacher.
Kalpana also teaches. Yes.
Happy Teacher's Day, Kalpana.
Happy Teacher's Day, Amma and Kalpana.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to correct you, Toastmaster today, Nikita, all of us in some way or the other individually contribute to someone's success and learning. So in a way, all of us are teachers.
Yes, that's right. Happy Teacher's Day to all of us. And I'm sure here we all are mentors to somebody, or we will be soon. So that's something we need to give us. So moving on with the topic of the day, changing minds, which is a very apt topic for today's meeting. When I read the theme, changing minds, there are two things that come to us. First is our mind and others' mind. For our mind, it is about resilience, how we're able to jump back, how we're decisive. And for others' minds, how we're able to influence them. Are we persuasive? Persuasive to get things done and also influential to impact their lives. So achieving resilience and persuasiveness are these two things are very key important life skills. Resilience, in fact, has been declared as one of the most important life skills to progress in life. It's not important that you fall. What it matters is how soon you jump back after you fell. That's what my father used to tell me, and that's what I've grown up listening. So resilience is something that we all must learn. And it is something that we can see from Steve Jobs to all the other Mahatma Gandhi and any great personality. If you see, it's not that they did not fall. Everybody fell. Everybody had great falls. The greater things you do in life, the bigger problems you have. But what's important is that you jump back and you're able to deal with all the things that life has to offer. When life gives you lemons, make a lemonade. Having said that, I would like to call upon the role players for today. So the first role player for today is the timer. which is me. So I would like to share my screen. I don't have host rights. Zoom Master, can you give me the host rights to share the screen?
Right now, please.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes, it is
Is my
visible. Right now, you are
Oh,
in the
yes.
white screen.
Okay. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I will be the timer of the day, and these will be the timer cards. As the timer, it is my duty to time the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluations. For the prepared speeches, we have 20 minutes and 5 to 7 minute speeches today. For the 20-minute speech, the green card will be shown at 17 minutes, the yellow card will be shown at 18.5 minutes, and the red card will be shown at 20 minutes. For the other speech that we have today, which is a 5 to 7 minute speech, the green card will be shown at 5, the yellow card will be shown at 6, and the red card will be shown at 7 minutes. For the table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1.5, and the red card at 2 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds is allotted to all. And I will display the green card for the minimum qualifying times. The yellow cards will be at the midpoint, and the red will be for the maximum qualifying times. So for the table topics as well, there is a 30 seconds grace after the red card and before the green card. All speakers who continue to speak beyond the 30 seconds grace will not qualify for the voting. I will report the time taken when called upon by the speakers, when called upon by the Toastmaster. And thank you, and over to me myself, the Toastmaster of the day. So, 1 second. Okay. So for the next role, I would like to call upon the R counter, which is Toastmaster Pranjali. Toastmaster Pranjali, can we have an audio video check with you?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and you're visible. I guess, yes, you're spotlighted also. So I asked Toastmaster Pranjali at the very last minute if she can say something for what she thinks about persuasiveness, which is an important skill, which we have for the theme of today, which is changing minds. So Toastmaster Pranjali, over to you.
Persuasion skills are important as it helps marketing professionals to change preconceived notions of their potential clients and make them believe in them. The first and foremost tip to convince a potential client is to look confident and also have adequate information of the product. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am Pranjali, and today I am taking the role of R counter. As the R counter, I will note words and sounds that are used as crutch or fillers by the speakers. During the meeting, I will listen to the crutch words such as and, well, but, so, and so on. I will also listen to the filler sounds such as and I will note when a speaker repeats a phrase such as I or this means or a long short pauses. I will give my report when called by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Nikita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranjali. That was wonderful. For the next role, which is the grammarian, I also asked Toastmaster Sai Kumar to speak a few words about the theme today. Toastmaster Sai Kumar, can we have a quick audio video check with you?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, but your video is paused.
Hello, now?
No, your video is still paused, but you're audible.
Okay, I will start the video after this. Okay.
Sure.
So for me, the resilience is important because it gives people the strength needed to process and overcome hardship. Now, coming to my role as a grammarian, my role is to note for words, good usage of words, and not so good usage of words. So I will note down all the good usage of words and not so good usage of words and present the report when called upon by the Toastmaster. Also, for the audience, I have word of the day, and the word of the day for today's meeting is geoparadise. And the meaning is to expose to danger or risk. And the usage can be, I won't jeopardize my speech quality by not preparing well for the speech. And phrase of the day for today's meeting is by all means, meaning to give permission to do something. And the usage can be by all means, you may borrow my book. So I encourage everyone to use word of the day and phrase of the day in their speech. I will present my report when called upon during the meeting. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kumar. By all means, that was a wonderful recitation of your role and not jeopardizing the meeting further. I would like to, if possible, Toastmaster Lancy, can we have a few words on theme from you?
Prompt me, what's the theme? Sorry.
Theme is changing minds.
Changing minds. Oh, that's really interesting. Every time during the years that I worked as an airport manager with Emirates Airlines, let me tell you, every day was a changing day for us because we had flights that were delayed, flights that were stalled. There were times when some of the customers were upset with us, and we had, like a chameleon, we had to change our moods and feelings and adapt to all of them. So yes, in a way, I'm always adaptable to changing, and my mind is forever fertile. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lancy. Now we move towards the next segment of today, which is the prepared speeches round. For the first speech, which is Toastmaster Dheeraj's speech, I would like to call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster Anand, to explain the objectives of the speech. Toastmaster Anand, can we have an audio video check with you?
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. Zoom Master, can we have Toastmaster Anand on the spotlight? Yes.
Yes, perfect.
Over to you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Dheeraj is attempting his speech from a level 3 project one sorry about that. On understanding conflict resolution. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop or enhance his understanding of the steps and strategies to address conflict. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his experience learning about and or resolving conflict. Timer, please note timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. Zoom Master, can we have Toastmaster Dheeraj on the spotlight? Toastmaster Dheeraj, can we have an audio video check?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. I'll just quickly share the timer cards. Can you see the timer cards?
No, not yet. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Now I can see.
Okay, I will just go on presentation mode.
F5.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Okay. Toastmaster Dheeraj. Dilemma. Dilemma, Toastmaster Dheeraj.
Conflict is the beginning of consciousness. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and the guest. Today, after resolving a strong conflict with my mind, I am here to deliver a speech on conflict resolution. As soon as I saw the list of role players in my WhatsApp group, my mind gave me several reasons that why I cannot make up with this speech. I have to prepare one journal paper, I have to write one article, I have to do my office work, I have to prepare for a half marathon, arrange an online event, and many more personal commitments were bombarded into my mind by my brain. I was in a dilemma how I will manage all these things parallelly. I was struggling to manage all these things simultaneously. The next day, I decided that I will not choose, but do it all. As soon as I gave a clear-cut instruction to my mind, my dilemma vanished and my focus shifted to how I will manage all these things. So my friends, conflict arises when there is a no predefined sets of rules. For example, suppose if no one in the traffic obeys the traffic rule, we can imagine the chores at the junctions of the road. I agree that there are some scenarios and incidents where there cannot be a predefined sets of rules and guidelines. So in such scenarios, if there is a conflict, it is your responsibility as a leader to amicably resolve the conflict. And the way you handle the conflict determine your potential as a true leader. Here, I would like to give a reference of a very strong Indian personality and a strong Indian leader, also known as the Iron Man of India. Yes, you guessed it right. He is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We all are aware that after the partition of India and Pakistan by the Britishers, there was freedom to all the states to either join to the India or to join to the Pakistan. This person single-handedly resolved the conflict with all the rulers of the state and persuaded almost every princely state to amicably accede to the India. Conflict is a very natural and typical phenomenon, and it exists in every type of human relationship, be it a personal level or at a global level. Not war or surrendering is the solution to the conflict. Only way to permanently resolve the conflict is to amicably and collectively reach to a conclusion where three important points: the value, interest, and needs of all the parties are taken care. If in the conflict strange peoples are involved, then it is easier to handle it. If the person involved in the conflict is a family members or relative, it becomes difficult to handle it. But if the conflict is between you and your mind, it becomes extremely difficult to handle it. So in this speech, I will focus on my focus will be on conflict with your mind. Let me give you a common scenario. Like suppose you gave all your energy and thought process for an idea and you're about to present this idea to your team. And someone from the team, even without listening your idea and knowing that what you're about to present, painted it as a futile idea. Or we can take another example. Like suppose you are dressed in your best dress and ready for a party, but someone out of nowhere irrationally taunted you as a ugly. So what will happen? You will want to, for the whole day, you will think that I should teach this person as a lesson, or you will say I should have said something to that person, or what I should have said. Instead of wasting your mental energy, make rules for yourself. So the next time when someone passes comment on you, your brain will already having some rules. Is that person is a family member? Okay. Is that explain him? Is that person is your boss? Okay, justify him. Is that person a stranger? Don't bother at all about it. Why I'm emphasizing on resolving the conflict? Because I have seen that if the conflict with your mind is not completely resolved, then it leads to depression, anger. You will not be clear with your goals. Don't give your mind to give your mind to take time, and it starts conflicting with your action. Now let me ask you a question. How many of you have decided that from the next day you will wake up early in the morning? Okay, so all of you must have experienced that how your brain gives so many reasons that you should keep continuing sleeping. Another example, which is very relevant to our Toastmaster group, that majority of the speakers keep delaying their speech because their brain wanted to give them a perfect speech. Make a rule and always remember that execution is far better than perfection. And if you are executing in this process, eventually you will become a perfect speaker. My friends, this mind is a double-edged sword. If you don't know how to handle it, if you don't set rules for it, if you don't fix guidelines for it, it will keep inflicting bonds on you. It will keep inflicting negative thoughts on you, and it will drain you all of your energy. I shifted my whole speech on focus on this conflict with the mind because of this one particular incident. Recently, I encountered one incident in one railway station, that is Bandra station, in which some goons were troubling an old lady. And all the people nearby was like a mute spectator because everyone is having a dilemma. There was a conflict with their mind. What happens if we interfere in this conflict and the goons started fighting with them? what happens if the matter escalates, what happened this, what happened that. So there was a dilemma. So the takeaway from this speech is set certain rules for your mind, for yourself and for your principal. I want to give here a punchline. उसूलों पे अगर आँच आए तो टकराना जरूरी है, जिंदा हो तो जिंदा नजर आना जरूरी है. I convert it in English. If someone strikes at your principles, if someone tries to invade in your personal boundary, then it becomes important to fight back and to show that you are still alive and not dead. I have set certain rules for myself that if someone hinders the modesty of a woman or someone torments a weak person, then it becomes my responsibility, my principle of life that I should revolt and fight back. So the takeaway from this speech is set certain rules for a guideline. Don't allow your brain to conflict with your action. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dheeraj. That was a really wonderful speech. Moving over to the next speech for today, that we have Toastmaster Amay. For Toastmaster Amay's speech, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Madhuvani to present the objectives of the speech. Toastmaster Madhuvani, can we have you on the spotlight in a quick audio video check?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Zoom Master, can we have Toastmaster Madhuvani? Yes, you're on the spotlight.
Yeah.
Over to you, Toastmaster Madhuvani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nikita. Toastmaster Amay will be attempting his level 3 project 1. The purpose of this project is for the member to work with a group to practice reaching consensus on any topic. The time allotted for this speech is 20 minutes with 2 to 3 minutes closing statement. All the best, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Madhuvani. I would now like to call upon Toastmaster Amay. Can we have a quick audio video check with you?
Yeah, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Wonderful.
Yes. Okay. Toastmaster Amay. Wait, I'll also share this timer cards first. Okay. Are the timer cards visible to you?
Yes, yes, they are visible.
Okay. Okay. Toastmaster Amay. Reaching consensus. Reaching consensus. Toastmaster Amay.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Nikita. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening. Today I am going to talk on a topic called as reaching consensus. In my speech today, I'm going to first explain about the concept of consensus, and then I'm going to open up a question for our panel members. And then at the end, I'm going to take a poll to demonstrate if the idea of consensus and whether I have justified the objective of reaching consensus or not. So before I begin for explaining the concept of consensus, firstly, I would like to wish everyone a very happy Teachers' Day. And on the occasion of Teachers' Day, I would like to float a question to everyone. First, I will open the discussion for the panel members. And then if time permits, we can also, I can also request a few members to speak on the topic. So consensus simply means agreement. We all have faced the problem of reaching consensus in our workplace or in our personal lives, wherein some role which we take up as a leader, we are supposed to make sure that there won't be any conflict, and the idea of delegating our work is successful or not. So consensus is the agreement in which all the members of the organization reach to a conclusion wherein they freely accept the policies or the strategies which are crafted by the leaders. So as we have leaders in Toastmasters, similarly, we also, being a part of the members, have to have a agreement, or we have to openly accept a particular rules and regulations crafted by our Toastmasters leaders. So the idea of consensus is how exactly we reach the we reach to this agreement. So one of the characteristic of a good leader is that he has the ability to make his employees reach a consensus. If it is not reached, then what approaches he is going to implement, that is more important. So for me, the idea of consensus reaching is based on the three principles. The first one being convening, the second being clarification of the roles, and the third being deliberation. So in convening, we invite every team members of the organization, and we give them the authority to express their ideas or opinions or even their problems on a particular topic. And then secondly, we clarify clearly the rules, that who is going to form the documentation, who is going to form the schedule or agenda of the meeting, and who is going to finally conclude the meeting. And the third part, which is most important, is the deliberation, in which each and every member has the opportunity to deliberately discuss on the topic and to come out with the problems, and also to come out with the optimum solution, so that the leaders, this will help the leaders in crafting a policy. So now I would like to open the discussion. First, I would like to invite Toastmaster Kalpana, and I would like to ask her a question which is associated with my topic, reaching consensus. And the question is whether or not we should continue with the model of our education 4.0. That is, we should go for online schooling, offline schooling, or hybrid model for our Indian schools. So I request Toastmaster Kalpana to share her views on this topic.
Thank you, Amay. Thank you for the question pertaining to education, especially on Teachers' Day. Actually, after contemplating the question that you have put forward to us, or to me personally, in my opinion, as I deliberate on this particular point, I feel that offline schooling with high model education would be the answer to have a greater education system in India. The reason for offline schooling is there is nothing like face-to-face schooling. There is nothing like an environment that helps us become a better communicator, better listener, and better social person or a social adult, which our society needs or requires. My second point in favor of offline schooling is sports. Come on, all the children who are currently really within the four walls of their homes and who are unable to step out find this really like being imprisoned or being in a cell. Sports, extracurricular activities, friends, peer pressure, laughter, joys, the tiffin time, the bell ring time, the school is over time, the bus time is all missed by the students, by our children, and their life has become nothing but virtual, which I feel again is not good for their mental as well as physical growth of happiness. Not only that, I have realized that our children have begun to face issues, especially when it comes to their health. I was surprised to read that myopia has gone up in children as they're constantly staring in front of the screen, and eye problems, backaches, spondylitis have all been reported by kids, along with burning of eyes, especially when the heat is very high and in arid areas like Delhi, Haryana, and Rajasthan. So I personally feel if we can add the high model to it, as well as have an offline schooling, our children will have the same childhood that we all have enjoyed. Thank you, Amay. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. So according to Toastmaster Kalpana, she has explained all the benefits, advantages, as well as disadvantages of both the modes of the schooling system. Now I invite Toastmaster Nikita for sharing her thoughts and whether she would be in favor of online schooling mode or offline school.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amay. After contemplating on your question, I thought about it and I realized that because of the online world, we have been able to connect with people that we would normally not be able to. For example, me sitting here in Italy, I'm able to attend a Toastmasters happening in India, which I would have totally missed out on all the Toastmasters experience if this was not the case. However, in spite of doing all this, in spite of attending online classes and online meetings, we all still feel a sense of void, a sense of gap. And what is missing is the connect. which is why I believe strongly in offline schooling. There is a reason that today, after COVID, mental health, loneliness, anxiety, depression have just increased. That is the next epidemic that we have after COVID. And man is a social animal. We cannot get rid of that fact. We need a social connect. We all perish in loneliness, and we all flourish when we have a sense of security, a sense of comfort, a loving environment that we have, that we can go back to. So I know so many students also who are settled abroad. They want to go back to India even after studying here and having their degrees here, just so that they have a more familiar environment and they can connect with the people around them. And this connection is very powerful, which is why I believe in offline schooling, because you have a friend circle. You can go and meet people. You can form your own friends. We all have these memories of crazy things we did in school, and that's not possible that much online. So, and these memories are what shape our life. They are the fuel to whatever we do in life, of all these crazy stories that we have. So these everlasting friendships and this sense of comfort, and also a lot of other skills that we learn, social skills. This is something that just is not taught in the online world. We need to have an offline experience for that. So having said that, I would really push for offline schooling. And over to you, Toastmaster.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikita. Thank you for that wonderful point. That is, one perishes in loneliness, whereas one flourishes in the familiar environment. That was awesome, and that is something I will appreciate. Now, going back to our third panel member, may I request Toastmaster Manas to share his thoughts, please? Toastmaster Manas.
Yes, Ame.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute. Okay, so I mean, when you put the question across to me, I just think about my 6 years son. So before this pandemic, he was every day he have lot of excuses. Mama, I am feeling stomach pain in my stomach. Mama, I am feeling headache. Mama, I would not go to school. Mama, my teacher is so bad. Lot of excuses are there. So right now, I am also working from my home, and he is also at home. I observed that the 2-3 instances where he just dial from my phone to his teacher and ask that when that school will open. So I'm in thinking that how these children were changed in this pandemic, that in that last 1.5 years. So I'm also in the thought process that that when I was also going to office, then I was spending almost all 4 hours, 5 hours a day, and right now I am working from home. Obviously, that there were a lot of pressures because of online meetings and all the things, and I also thinking that on my children also there were a lot of pressures, online classes, tuitions and all the things. So I also just like to compare these things with cricket world. Right now we are playing 2020. Earlier we are played 5 days game. So that and I'm also thinking that in going onwards we will play only 10 overs or 5 overs. So this is the transition is a gradually slow mode, that which need to have a, that slow motion, not like immediately offline to online. So I will go for that, neither offline nor online. I will go for that, in the middle of that some things, because people would not register if they immediately ask to change. So the people will change it, definitely change it, that that as per that circumstance, as per that environment, but they need to give some times, and during that times they should not frustrate. So to keep all the things away, so that the school should be, that 3 days offline, 3 days online, or like that way. So my point is, that yes, it is very important to be with our friends, be with our school classes rooms, with all that, that things like chair, table, classroom, sled, all the things are there, which we are missing right now. That my children are missing. Yeah, obviously, we need to go for that, but it is. I also thinking that I am also feeling comfortable. My daughter, older daughter, is also comfortable because of online, because she give a lot of times to her studies right now. Yes, obviously they go for the chit chat. There is a friend circle. There is also, I saw that they are also going for online meetings with their friend circles, chit chat, lot of games and all the things are happening. So I will neither suggest to offline nor suggest to online because of that, because to see in that current environment. So I will go for that middle one if there is one, and I will suggest to all of you to have this one. Thank you, Ame.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manas, for your precious views on this. So you are in favor of the hybrid mode, since because of the sudden transition, it might happen and it will take some time, and that sudden transition may give slightly a shock for all of us. So you suggest that there should be some part of the online teaching and some part for the offline teaching mode also. So you are in favor of the hybrid mode of the education. Now, I would like to request Toastmaster Manas to please open up the polls so that I can also get the views from our rest of the Toastmasters on this topic. So may I request Toastmaster Manas to please share the poll so that we all can poll it, and then I'll summarize and conclude my.
Yes, poll is launched.
Yeah. I request everyone to please express their opinions through polls, and if time permits, let us see. I can also take.
Yes, poll is launched. Are you
yeah.
able to see?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
No, we can't. We don't see the polls.
Right now, are you able to see that poll?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Oh. I am unable to see that votings. Is there anyone? That Nikita, are you able to see? Yes, right now it is there.
Yes, Manas, I can see.
So yes, we will good
So I
enough
can,
to go ahead.
yes. Do you want me to share the result?
It's
So
already
there is,
shared.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is already visible.
I can see that. So
Okay.
offline model, 57% votes are registered, and for online, 43% of the votes are registered. So this indicates that there is a inclination towards the offline model of learning. And since we belong to a country wherein we have so many restrictions, rules, and we do not have that kind of a completely liberal culture in our education system, like many of us must have come across the open schooling system in the West. So we must have read many articles on the advantages of the open schooling systems, which is right now present in many of the Western countries. But in India, considering the kind of familiarization and considering the kind of environment which is already inherited in our roots, and that culture is of offline schooling. So we go to schools Then our Indian government is also in the past 5 years, I think they have come across, they have generated an advertisement of Abhiyan. One Abhiyan was there wherein they encourage that the school students from the remote or the tribal areas should go physically and learn the lessons physically in the classrooms. And in the classrooms, they get influenced, they get to meet different people, they tend to enhance their skill sets, they get the confidence of exposing their ideas, and their personality is actually being always sculptured or molded continuously when they are in a environment wherein they meet their friends, they meet teachers, and they learn a lot of real-time lessons. So this real-time essence of connection with our peers, with our teachers, with society, and hence in the community. So this is missing in the online mode of education. Like our panel members said, that there are some kind of a diseases or disorders coming up right now amongst the students. This is perhaps the one of the most worst or the difficult part in the online schooling mode. For me, if you ask, my personal opinion would be that I have seen most of the disadvantages in the online mode of schooling, because it is really difficult as a leader or as a mentor to really identify what's going on across the screen. So whether the students are following or not, whether they are taking undue advantages or not. And trust me, the examination system which I have come across is also not that proctored and ethical enough to understand whether the students are really writing the papers on their own or not. So this kind of if when we are moving towards completely a online mode, there is also a gap in technology as well. So the online mode demands that we should uplift ourselves so much technologically that we will be identified to mitigate these gaps in the education. So what I would feel is that after taking into considerations the opinions and the discussions of our fellow Toastmasters, that there is definitely a kind of inclination more towards an offline mode. And also some people might feel there should be a hybrid mode also, because in this hybrid mode, students staying very far from the schools have the opportunity to attend online classes. So there could be a blend of this education also. But I feel the consensus is reached that there is more inclination towards the offline mode of education. So with this, I stop my discussion. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amay. 1 second. Okay. So, to present the timing reports for today, Toastmaster Dheeraj took 6 minutes 30 seconds and Toastmaster Amay took 20 minutes and 14 seconds. So both of you have qualified. And now back to Toastmaster of the Day role. Zoom Master, can we launch the polls for the best speaker?
Since we have 2 speakers only, so we'll
okay, so then no polls. Okay, perfect. So now we move to the next segment for today, which is the table topic section. For the table topic session, we have a wonderful Toastmaster who's always cheerful and always helping us. And she was so kind today to take up the Toastmaster of the table topic master role for today. I asked Toastmaster Sharon to also share with us some nice incident that happened with her, in which she had to change people's mind and also was very adamant about what she wanted without changing her mind. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharon.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. So one incident is where in my college days, I had to give a presentation and I had this huge fear of, I had a stage fear, and at that time there was no Toastmaster. So I fumbled and I did not do a good job. And the teacher kind of mocked me for the presentation and scolded me. So that is when I made up my mind, and I was ziddi, or I made up my mind, and I thought that next presentation I give would be a better one, a good one. So next time, to make up for the speech aspect, I did a very creative presentation, and I put forward my presentation and did the speech delivery and everything, and it went really well. And the same teacher stood up and gave me a ovation for that. So that was one aspect wherein I tried changing the mind of my teacher without changing my mind. And to going forward to the next part, which is the table topics round of this meeting. Toastmasters, my fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest, I am the table topic master for the day. This is an impromptu speech session for the Toastmasters meeting. This is an interesting session for the Toastmasters and the guest to sharpen their listening, thinking, organizing, and speech delivering skills. For table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. A green screen will be shown at 1 minute, a yellow screen at 1.5 minutes, a red one at 2 minutes. The grace period of 30 seconds is given to qualify for the vote. Speaker has to speak for a minimum of 1 minute to qualify for the meeting. All are requested to use the word and the phrase of the day. I encourage and I urge everyone to volunteer for the session. So beginning with that, would anyone like to volunteer? Guest Lancy, guest Toastmaster.
All right.
Yeah.
You got me. All right. Okay, go ahead. Shirin.
Yes. So going ahead with the theme, your topic, Toastmaster Lancy, is the power of your mind. The power of your mind, Toastmaster Lancy.
Interesting, when we talk about the power of our mind, and of course, all of us live in a world of our own in there. Given the changing of times, we either have a chance of either we respond to a particular situation or we react to a certain situation. Let me give you one example, okay, fine, especially as to what's the thought of mind. If you've been following out the Tokyo Olympics 2020, and we had it last month, there were two friends. One is Gian Marco, and the other person is Barchim. Gian Marco is from Italy, and Barchim is from Qatar, from the Middle East. Now, the two of them have been from 2017. They've been good friends, and they've attended a lot of the games, Commonwealth, the whole works all over the planet, and both of them have won any number of awards in there. And the friendship was so thick about it. Can you imagine, coincidentally, they both landed up at the Olympics last month for the high jump. Now, they qualified at 2.37 meters. That's when they qualified together, equalizer. The next round is the 2.39 meters. Right, and both of them failed in 2 attempts. In the third attempt, Gianmarco from Italy, because of a ligament, stepped out, couldn't take the pain. The referee asked Barshim of Qatar, now you qualify, and if you win there, you get the gold Olympics. Look at the man, see his mind. Barshim looks at the referee and he says, can we share the gold medal? Imagine, at that stage. The referee consulted and says, yes, provided you do not attempt your third one in there. He said, fine, we will share it. Can you imagine painting mine? Just watch, particularly Gianmarco. He jumped into his friends, caught him like a little bunny rabbit. Then he stepped out and he ran around the track, doubling it into a fetus one for the next seconds. Italy was so proud of and absolutely ecstatic that Gianmarco had won it. Qatar was so pleased about the Arab hospitality. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the changing minds of people in there. In sports, equalizer. You can beg, borrow, and steal, but you can't buy that friendship. And for them to share the greatest glory, that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we change our minds, helping one another. Eventually, it is the joy of giving. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lancy. Next, we have Pranjali. Pranjali, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Shirin, I am able to hear you.
Yes, Pranjali. Are you able to see the screen also for the timing cards?
Yeah, I can see the time.
Toastmaster Pranjali. Your moment of believing in yourself. Your moment of believing in yourself. Toastmaster Pranjali.
I could not hear the. Hello.
Am I audible?
Yeah, the voice is breaking. I could not properly hear the topic.
Okay, I will repeat. Your moment of believing in yourself. Your moment of believing in yourself.
Your moment of living.
Believing in yourself.
Believing in yourself. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Toastmaster Shirin. I was not able to hear the topic properly as it was completely strange name. Your moment of believing in yourself. I understand. I will like to give one example. It was an incident when I was traveling to join my new job, and I was carrying all my original certificates with me. I was traveling in a second class sleeper coach train with my mother, and we both slept in between the journey. Maybe at it was an overnight journey. We started by 9 o'clock, and we were to reach morning 6 o'clock at Mumbai. And in the middle of the journey, I realized that my handbag, which was placed below my compartment seat, was missing, and that gave me an alarm that that bag was containing all my original certificates. And I was so helpless, and I was in full of tears. But at that very moment, I decided not to give up and find my bag anywhere. And I was also having a chain which was hanged with my bag, so I was pretty sure that that bag was gone within 15 to 20 minutes and not before the station, which was already gone. So I started running across each compartment and asking everybody whether they have seen such type of bag. And it was a very disappointing situation when everybody was uh, having their sound sleep and they were feeling that I am disturbing them. But actually, I had no other option than to travel to each of the compartments. And finally, in one when I traveled 4 to 5 compartments, in the fifth compartment, I could see one person who was following me. And then I went back, and again in the toilet, I found my bag, which was there open with the money gone, but the documents were there. So that incident really reminds me that you should believe in yourself and do whatever comes to your mind at first instance. Thank you, Shiri. I hope everybody liked the incident.
Thank you so much, Pranjali. Next, we have Amay. Amay, are you able to hear me? Are you able to see the
Yeah,
cards?
actually, Manas raised, I think, the hand earlier to me. So will it be like?
Yes. Okay. Manas, would you like to give it a go?
Yeah.
Yes, Manas. Are you able to see the timing cards?
Yes.
Toastmaster Manas. Habits makes a man. Habits makes a man. Toastmaster Manas.
Oh, wonderful topic, Serin. Actually, that man perfect. That there is a call that habits make a man perfect. What are the habits? There were a lot of habits that People are saying that good habits, bad habits, but as per me, nothing is good, nothing is bad. It is the perception of the person. Like the smell of rose, it may be good for someone or it may bad for someone. It is nothing like that. The smell of that rose is good or bad. So it is that the person's perception, how he took. So that habit, suppose one person is habituated to smoke or habituated to drink, so he cannot live without that unless until he gradually leave it out, unless until he just felt it out, this is that bad for his health, bad for his future, bad for his career, bad for his next movement. So it is the perception of the person, how he takes, if it is the thing is that good for his next movement. Because that Mahatma Gandhi's salt march, it is good for Indian people, but bad for the British people. So that habit makes man perfect. This is the man who are taking, the challenge in the challenge the things to the next level. It is actually that habits are that like a jeopardize, and it is it all it that we can say that the habits our persons are taking that habits by all means from their heart, not from their mind. Thank you, Mr. Sarin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. Next, we have Toastmaster Amay.
Yeah.
You are able to see the timing cards, I
Yes,
assume?
yes. I'm able to see.
Yes. Toastmaster Amay. Happiness is a state of mind. Happiness is a state of mind. Toastmaster Amay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharon. It is indeed a wonderful topic. I remember I got a prize while writing an essay on the word happiness. So happiness indeed is a state of mind. Let me tell you one incident which I encountered. I was at my granny's place, and there were neighbors uh, who who had a lot of people's coming to their place as guests almost every day. When I asked my granny that what is the like what brings so much guests to their houses, my granny replied that the gentleman who is the owner of that particular room has lost his job. Okay. uh, his wife somehow stitches the clothes, and she takes the contract of tailoring the clothes, and this is how they earn their bread and butter. I was shocked just to understand this fact, that in spite of having so much tough time, still they manage to connect with so many peoples, and the kind of blessings which they get day in day out from these peoples, and the kind of happiness and they give to a lot of the guests who almost every day come into their place, was simply commendable. One fact I then struck one fact struck my mind was that we have so much wealth with us, so much as in whatever we earn, that is perhaps more than sufficient for us. We have so much uh, materialistic possessions around us, but still I have seen many such people always regretting and complaining about their life. Whereas this example which I gave, like the neighbors of my granny, they were living their life extremely peacefully. So this indicates that it is not the materialistic possessions, it is about the relations and the mindset which we carry to make ourselves happy. Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amay. We have time for one more. I request Kalpana to take up this one. Yes, Kalpana. Can you see the timer cards? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Hi. Yeah, I can see them. It's at white now. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
Toastmaster Kalpana. Open your mind. Open your mind, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you, Sharon, for that lovely topic. I had read it somewhere that mind is like a parachute. If you open it, you can gently float down any goals that you want to achieve in your life. I think I agree with it. A closed mind never takes us anywhere. A closed mind is a mind that has lots of biases, discriminations, that ties us down into a vortex or a pit of superstition. So to move out of that kind of a vortex or a black hole, we all need a parachute like mind that opens up and lets us fly away into the sky of freedom. And when I say freedom, I mean equality. I mean no racial discrimination. I mean no gender discrimination. I mean happiness, joy, understanding each other, living for each other, and having an unselfish, unbiased life. So, if you want to grow, if you want to really all the possibilities, defense your mind, break down the fences that is tying you down, and then experience the freedom, the smile, the laughter, the people, the happiness of life, the goodness of life, the betterness of life. An open mind leads you to a very great life. Thank you, Sherry. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. And with this, we are done with table topics of today. And without jeopardizing today's timing, I will call upon the timer to show the timing report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon. So for the timing report for today, Toastmaster Lancy took 2 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Pranjali took 2 minutes 37 seconds. Toastmaster Manas took 2 minutes 10 seconds. And Toastmaster Amay took 2 minutes 12 seconds. And Toastmaster Kalpana took 1 minute 40 seconds. So Toastmaster Kalpana, Toastmaster Amay, Toastmaster Manas, and Toastmaster Lancy have qualified for the voting.
Thank you so much. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Nikita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharon. After having this wonderful meeting, I would like to give everybody a huge round of applause because I know it was a very difficult meeting today with having so many roles for everybody and so many last minute backouts. So a huge round of applause to the whole club. And having said that, I would like to hand it over to the presiding officer. I guess, sorry, the general evaluator before that. So I would hand it over to the general evaluator. So Toastmaster Sai Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So as a general evaluator, my role is to explain, to evaluate all the whole session, and to give my evaluation. Before I have a set of team, tag team, and evaluators. So first we will start with the speech evaluation round. The first speaker for the day was Toastmaster Dheeraj, and to evaluate his speech, may I invite Toastmaster Anand on stage. Over to Toastmaster.
Hello, am I audible and visible? Just give me a moment. Yes. Is Dheeraj also there? Toastmaster Dheeraj?
Yes. I'm
Okay, perfect. Great. Toastmaster Dheeraj, I really enjoyed listening to your speech. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and reflecting on your dilemma. That was a very well delivered speech. So the most amazing part of your speech was the cause and effect that you displayed across the speech. You explained the cause, the conflict arises when there is no predefined set of rules, and that set the premise. And then you explain the conflict within the mind, and that you clearly set out the purpose right from the beginning, and you also explain what is the effect of that particular conflict or dilemma, which could lead a person into depression. So the purpose of the message was very clear and very perfectly received. Kudos to you. Secondly, you had very well structured content. You had a nice topic. You started with a quote on conflict, which is within our minds. Immediately added some humor for a difficult topic. It helps people to sink in and get to the message. And then you told about stories about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, global stories, international stories, and then your own personal story. So again, a very nice structure. Thirdly, to emphasize the dilemmas, you mentioned the flurry of activities to be done in a day and to be processed by the brain, and you delivered that in a very fast pace at the beginning. And that really helped the delivery to make us realize, yes, so many activities you have to do in a day. And you again enforced the message that, yes, the mind is in a state of dilemma. So again, very good work on all these 3 points, Dheeraj. Now, what could potentially could have jeopardized your speech, the pace of speech? I understand that was one of the other objectives that you wanted to also take up as part of this project. Maybe you could have slowed down a bit, but again, I would completely leave it up to you. There were certain sections of the speech which was important to demonstrate it, but yes, for the remaining parts of the speech, you could have slowed down for the larger benefit of the audience. I could completely get it, but maybe for the audience, some points might have been missed. Second recommendation is when you are giving out personal stories. For example, the team member making a joke about the dress. Okay, you can probably look at that person and then say, "Hey, what are you wearing?" And then so a little bit of drama. Again, for the goons, when you had that message about the goons, you could have dramatized to bring in more drama effects. So just again. And finally, when you're transitioning from one part of the speech to the other, maybe you could have added some signposts. For example, you can say this is the cause, this is the effect of the story, so people would understand. Okay, I'm talking about this part, and this part. As you said, execution is far better than perfection. I completely agree with you, Toastmaster Dheeraj. And by all means, you have ensured in identifying the problem of dilemma and ways to resolve by defining the how, values, interests, and need of all parties to be resolved. Definitely, this is speech to be remembered. Thank you, Toastmaster Dheeraj. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for the wonderful evaluation. So before I move to the second evaluator, so we left for the launch of polls, I think, for the table topic speakers. So may I request the Zoom master to launch a poll for the table topic speaker?
Yeah, it's launched.
Hope all have
Yeah.
submitted.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on, the second speech was given by Toastmaster Amay, and to evaluate his speech, may I invite Toastmaster Madhur.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. Thank you. Toastmaster Amay. Yes. Congratulations on your speech. And let me also tell you, the topic was relevant and applicable. Why? It is today's topic. We all want to know. I appreciate when you explain the structure. For me, when you said that your speech will open with a question and you will ask the panel to discuss, and then there will be polling. For me, that structure showed that you were planned and prepared. You had a plan, you were prepared, so you could explain. So we all know that these are the 3 segments of your speech. And to say in your own words, you conveyed, clarified, and deliberated. Kudos to you. Throughout the process of your speech, I felt you were attentive. You are open to the ideas of the panel, which is very important for reaching consensus. Even the panel you selected very well understood the topic, especially when some of them not only expressed their opinion, but also suggested an alternate or hybrid model. I like the way you properly listen to all. You properly listened to all of them and also made them comfortable by repeating and asserting to what they said. Like when you repeated one of the panel members' statement that you perish in loneliness and flourish in familiar environment. If I have to commend you, you included and ensured that all spoke. You also considered their ideas and experiences and their stories. You supported all the team members by saying your own story, like you felt more connected when you went online. But I want to recommend, timing is a very important aspect of our Toastmaster meetings. If you could have told all the panel members that the time allotted to them, specified the time, they could have spoken in that time frame so that you could have had more time to explain the summary of the discussion, and also you could have you could have had more number of panel. In panel, you could have more members. So overall, if I have to summarize, the inclusivity, the supporting, and the considering of all the points of all the members has been great. Yes, if you could work on the timing aspect, your speech was great. Indeed, I would say you reached the consensus. And yes, we are also waiting for the day when it would go offline. Thank you and all the best for your future speeches.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhuvani, for the wonderful evaluation. Now, may I have the timer report for the evaluator?
So the first evaluator took 3 minutes 20 seconds, and the second evaluator took 3 minutes 5 seconds. So both are qualified.
Since there are only 2 evaluators, we won't have poll for the best evaluator for this session, and same for speakers. So now I'll start with the tag team. The second role bearer is of the R counter. So may I request Toastmaster Pranjali to present the R counter report. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranjali.
Yeah. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, you can dictate.
Is my screen visible? Hello?
You can
Is my
share
screen
it.
visible?
No, Pranjali.
I have shared it. I will try again.
It's not happening. You can read it.
Yeah,
I
Pranjali.
can read it out.
Yeah, please read.
You can share it later on in the group.
Later on, yeah. I'll try and then share. You may please continue with the other reports. I will try and share.
Okay. So the next role bearer was the grammarian report. So I will be presenting. So the not so good usage of words which were, some speakers said only way to resolve permanently conflict. So it can be used instead, only way to resolve the conflict permanently is so and so. And there was one speaker said, I am in thinking, instead it being, I was thinking. How it took can be how it takes the thing. And there was some Hindi words were said during the evaluation round, okay, one or two, which can be also translated into English. Okay, so there were very good usages of words today, and I have noted few: fertile, adaptable, execution is far better than perfection. Very good phrase. Mind is double as sword. Drain all your energy. One more good phrase: don't allow your brain to conflict with your action. And contemplating. And there was another good phrase: man is a social animal. Inherited in roots. Joy of giving. Mind is like a parachute. Perish in loneliness. So there was very good usage of words and very good phrases used in today's meeting. And coming to the word of the day, word of the day was used by Toastmaster Nikita, Toastmaster Sharing, Toastmaster Anand. Phrase of the day was used by Toastmaster Nikita, Toastmaster Dheeraj, Toastmaster Lancy, and Toastmaster Ahmed. This was the grammarian report from my side. So is the accountant ready with the report, or should I proceed with the general evaluation?
Hello, I'm ready with the report, but I'm not able to even share the screen, but I'll read it out.
Yeah,
Is
please.
that okay?
Please.
Yeah. For Manas as Zoom master and Sarjadant, AH is repeated 2 times. For Nikita, from Madhuvani, she is flawless. Nikita has as Toastmaster of the day has as 2 and as 1 and as 1 and no repetitions, no filler words. Nikita as timer has repeated 3 times, so 1 time and no repetitions. Grammarian Sai Kumar has as 1 and no other repetitions or filler words. Speaker 1 Dheeraj has a as 6, as 1, so as 2 and as a filler word in 1. He has unintentional pauses 2 times and repetitions 2 times. Speaker 2 Amey has 7, 7, so 8 times and 1 time, and unintentional pauses 3 times, repetitions 2 times. For Toastmaster Shireen, for table topic master, 2 times, 2 times, so and 1 time, and repetition like filler word like 1 time. As a table topic, Nancy and Manas were flawless. Amey has repetitions 2 times, 1 time, and filler words like and 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and 2 times. Kalpana as a table topic has flawless. As evaluator 1, Anand, 6 times and no other repetitions. Madhuvani flawless. Sai Kumar as general evaluator has 3 to 4 repetitions. So in totality, this is our sum of is 30, sum of is 7, and is 13, and maximum of this is repetitions has come 10 times and pauses has come 5 times. So this is the report of our counter for today. Sorry, I was not able to share the Excel sheet. Please excuse me for that. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you. No problem. No problem, Toastmaster Pranjali. Thank you for the report. Now I will give my general knowledge in a very short. We are running out of time now. And the starting sa Toastmaster Manas, as always, filled with, I say, energy. The good morning messages, like you are always filled with energy, and in a low audience number also, the environment, the positive environment you created was awesome. Kudos to you. The presiding officer, Toastmaster Madhani. What I like there on the today Teachers Day, on the eve of Teachers Day occasion, how you link with our own relation with mentor and mentee, because as a mentor and mentee, we both learn from each other. So that story about the mentor and mentee was shared by you. Kudos. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nikita, selected a very interesting theme. And what I would like to tell here means this role is a very important role, and you took at the last minute because you came to know, I think, just few hours before, because the actual keynote was someone who could not attend due to some reason, and you took this role at the last minute and you did it beautifully. And it was not only one role, simultaneously you also managed the timer role, share the screen, very well managed. Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita, for your wonderful job. Our counter, Toastmaster Pranjali, you explained the guidelines of our counter very well. And also what I observed, you notice the filler words of each and every speaker at all the three segments very well. What I would say, in case generally what we do in physical meeting, online or offline meeting, we present the written report by reading. So it's not required like if you share the screen to audience, just you can repeat Toastmaster so-and-so use so-and-so filler words, and you can summarize your report. Okay, kudos. And as a grammarian, I have taken the role. There was one thing which I observed in my role, means the word of the day and phrase of the day, generally we also put it in our chat box. So I forgot. So that was, apologize. It was mistake from my side, which I did not do. So I could have posted the word of the day and phrase of the day well in advance before the during the start of the meeting. All the speakers, what I observed, the two speeches was very good. One about the conflict dilemma, and the other was about the concept of the current scenario, which we all are going in terms of education, the offline and online method, about the challenges which we all face. And the speaker also used very good panelists to describe this consensus. A good job, Dheeraj and Amay, and also the evaluator followed the CRC method. And Toastmaster sharing as a table topic speaker, all the topics were very generic, you choose. And also one thing I would like to highlight, this role again was taken by Toastmaster sharing 1 hour before the session. And I can understand preparing topics, searching for topic, preparing topics, and you did it beautifully. And all the topics were very simple and generic for each and every one to attempt. So in terms of general comment, I have one or two things to say. Like yesterday, we were seeing, like, say, one bomb after the other in the group chat because the main role players backed out. I can understand there can be some problem, but I would request the members, if you take the role, probably stick to it, because last minute changes are looks very difficult for the VP education to arrange the role bearers. And today I would like to tell, even there were two role bearers from this club who parallelly attended the other club meeting also, and we have to rush up because of this, and we have to come back again at 4:15 and join this meeting. So I would request the role bearers, just if you commit any role, just stick to it until and unless very critical is. Okay. So that was one feedback from my side which I observed, and overall a very good meeting. And once again, thanking to all role bearers who took the role at the last minute and they did a very good job. Thank you. Over to Presiding Officer.
Thank you so much. Thank you, General Evaluator, for that apt evaluation and detailed evaluation. Now, can we pose for the picture? I think Manas is ready. Shall we pose so that we go to the next segment of awards and certificates? Yes, Dheeraj is ready. Shall we pose? Yes, sir. Toastmaster Lancy is also ready. We are posing. Done? Thank you, Manas. You are on mute. I think we are done with your smile, I can say. Yes. So shall we go for the certificates segment?
There is a poll of role player.
Okay. We are done with table topics. So role players poll you'll be launching now. Yes.
Yeah.
You have launched. We are voting. Oh, it is very tough poll. All equally deserved today. Done, Manas?
Yes, done.
So we will be now giving certificates to the winners of the best table topic speaker and the best role player.
One minute. Best auxiliary role player is also pending.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it's poll is launched.
Yes.
Okay, it's done. Just
Yeah, before Manas makes the certificates ready, I wanted to announce for the members who are present here, we are on with the renewals. We all can renew for our next upcoming term, that is from October to March. So this is the time of renewals. So please approach the VP membership, Sherin, our own Sherin. She is ready with all the details. So by this, we will be, if anyone wants to renew up to the next September also, they are welcome. So for the next term from October to March, we can approach the VP membership for renewals. The details and the bank account details, Dheeraj will be putting it in the group. So we all can now renew for the new term. Secondly, since he's making the certificates ready, the contest is coming now on September 19th. For that, we need the role players and also the contestants. So we all should be applying for the roles we are interested in. If you are contestants, fine. If not, also we should be applying for the role players. So mostly by tomorrow, we'll be out with the Google form. Please apply it from the group, the main group. So contest and renewals, these are the main things which we should be looking into the group.
okay. So right now I'm just publishing that certificates.
Okay. Best table topic speaker. Congratulations, Toastmaster Lancy. Can we spotlight Toastmaster Lancy? I think Ankit missed his speech. He must be seeing it in the recording. He gave a fabulous speech. Best table topic speaker. Congratulations, Toastmaster Lancy.
Yeah, Nikita, can you spotlight, please?
Yes, 1 second.
Yeah, we can see him. Congratulations. Please click the picture.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Okay, yes. So are you giving 100, right?
So we go to the next certificate.
No, I give you.
Yeah, this is Manas.
Okay, this is you only. So best role player, auxiliary role player. Congratulations, Manas. The certificate goes to you. So you are spotlighted.
Yes.
So click the photograph.
I think Manas needs to get spotlighted.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I got it.
Got it.
Yeah. So right now it is yes, Nikita.
Wow. Yeah, this is good. Best role player, Nikita. Congratulations to you for taking up multiple roles today. So congrats and best role player. There you are. She has been working hard. It has been a long day for you. So let's spotlight Nikita, please.
Yeah, it's did. I did it.
Done? Okay. Thank you, Manas. Thank you. So friends, before I end the meeting, I would again repeat the same. Please look for the message that will come in the group, the further renewal. So we all have to renew from October to March. And the second thing is the contest. We'll be coming out with the contest details also. So apply for the roles and the other details will be given in the Google form. Apply accordingly. Thank you so much. So anything you want to add, or shall I end the meeting? Anyone wants to add anything? So I officially will end the meeting number 29 now. Thank you for being a part of this meeting. Thank you so much. So you can be here.